and welcome to The Rest is Football. No Micah nor Alan, as they're both on their travels, but I have got a special guest, a young man who has played a pivotal role in Nottingham Forest's extraordinary season. A warm welcome to Ola Aina. Ola. Thank you very much for doing this and joining us. It's great to get a Forest player on this season because you've been doing so fabulously well. But first, I want to just say we've met before. I don't know whether you can remember, a long time ago at Chelsea's academy.
Yeah. I remember that day, of course, yeah.
Because you were there at the same time as one of my sons.
Yeah, Tobias.
That's right. And it just so happens Tobias is in my house at this very moment now, so I've got him here. Come and say hello.
Yeah?
It's been a while.
Hi mate, how's it going? Good to see
good,
you.
Man. Good to see you too. It's been ages.
I know, it's been ages. So good to see you doing so well. Having a great season.
Thank you. I appreciate
Well, that's enough.
it.
I don't want him taking over the podcast. But I thought we'd start with that, which was great. You're injured at present. Are you going to be fit soon?
Hopefully, yeah. Just taking it day by day, to be fair. It's come along really well, but yeah, just take it day by day.
Yeah, what is it? What's the problem?
I tore my calf, but not too bad though. It was a little grade 2, so it's not a bad one.
So you're hoping to be back and play an important part before the end of the season?
Yeah, hopefully, God willing.
How's this season been? I mean, it must have been. I mean, it's been great for all football fans to watch what Forest done, and we're hoping that you can make the Champions League. I think most neutral fans are. It's quite hard for a Leicester man to say that, but
yeah, I'm sorry.
but anyway, what's it been like to be part of this season, and have you surprised yourselves?
It's been really fun, you know. Even though it's very difficult, you know, how the Premier League is. It's been really fun, but it's been sort of a surprise, but not a surprise at the same time. Just because, like, we've been working hard since pre-season. We know the type of players that we have as well, and just the work ethic that we put in throughout the weeks and during games. So not really that much of a surprise.
Yeah, I want to come back to that in more detail, but I want to talk a little bit about your life. Well, you're about 28 years old now. You're a London boy. What was growing up like? What was your background?
It was all right. It's just like, I think like most people, to be fair. It wasn't the greatest growing up. It's kind of tough, you know, on the family and stuff. But
in what way was it tough, Ola?
Just normal life, really, you know. Obviously, we weren't the richest of families, but we got by. But yeah, it was. Other than that, it was really good, you know. We tight family, close-knit family. And
when did football kick in?
When I was about 9. I joined my first local team in Essex because we eventually moved out there. So I joined my first local team then, and then soon after that, I got scouted for Chelsea. And
then, well, that's where we met at the academy when I was standing on the sidelines watching. There were quite a few good players in that little group, wasn't there? Gone on to do good things.
There was, yeah. We had a lot of players that have gone to do big things now.
Was it always your dream to make it as a professional footballer?
Not really, you know.
No?
Not really, no. When I was growing up, I liked loads of things. I liked drawing, painting. I used to do gymnastics. So I was just into everything really. And then obviously, as you get older, you grow through the age groups. It starts to become more clearer.
So you're a bit of an artist, are you? Got a bit of a talent?
I wouldn't say I'm an artist, but I enjoy drawing and sketching and stuff.
Yeah. What's your style?
A bit of everything, you know. I like. I've been trying to do like the portrait stuff really. Recently, sorry.
You're still doing it then?
Yeah. I've got some of my stuff here now.
Can you come on, grab one up. Yeah, I want to see. Of course I do.
Hold on. They're kind of big.
That's all right. We can still.
This is a little, I don't know, it was abstract.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, look at that.
It's a little abstract thing. And then I've been trying to draw Alicia Keys, but I haven't finished it. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh God, yeah, you're well on the way to doing that profile of her. Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it's just a bit of that sometimes when I got a bit of downtime.
Yeah. It's always nice to be able to do something other than with your feet, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and it's good that you've carried that on. Is that something that you can switch off when you're doing your drawing? And
Yeah, definitely. It's just like when I'm bored or when I just need something to do and just take my mind off things, I just paint, draw, sketch, doodle, and just see what I come out with, really.
Great stuff. Let's go back to Chelsea and there, because the academy's there. I mean, they churn out so many players. It's amazing, isn't it? Whenever you seem to see a player and he goes somewhere and you go, he used to be at Chelsea. He used to be at Chelsea. I mean, there are so many of them. It must have been felt hugely competitive at that time to actually go all the way into the first team.
Yeah, growing up at Chelsea, it was, like you said, it was really competitive. I think everyone knew, not just myself, but we knew, like, if you could eventually, get recognised by the first team or be in their squads or even training with them throughout the week, then you've done really well, because it was tough. They had some amazing players over the years, and obviously trying to break into their team was really hard.
Which were the Chelsea players you looked up to at that stage?
Obviously, Ashley Cole was there. JT was a big one for us because he was really good with the academy boys. Yeah,
because he doesn't always get great press, John. I mean, I've known him, and he's always really, really good and friendly. But people go, "Oh, John, I'm not sure about John Terry," and I think it's a little bit unfair. But with the kids, he was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that like all people see is just one side of a footballer, really. But JT was all my memories that I've had with JT. They've been really good, and he's a really supportive guy, and he just knows how to connect with the young ones.
You played under Jose Mourinho, didn't you? I mean, I know you only played 3 first-team games, but you would have been around the periphery of things when he was there. Tell us a bit about Jose. Yeah,
Jose. I remember Jose was the one that brought me into the first team. I didn't get my debut under him, but he brought me into the fold, the setup. I remember being a bit in awe,
Yeah. A bit scared of him? Was he a bit intimidating?
Yeah, like the first couple of weeks, I remember I was a bit intimidated and stuff. Like, I weren't trying to give him eye contact or whatnot. But as the training sessions went on, he was actually all right, and he's all right with the young ones as well, from what I remember. So, it was a good time.
Yeah, and it was Antonio Conte that actually gave you your debut, wasn't it?
Yeah. He gave me my debut 2016-17 season. Yeah.
And how did he compare with I mean, Conte, I've met him a few times and he was always very civil, nice guy, but on the touchline, he just completely changed into a different personality.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to put it, when it comes to training and matches, like very, very demanding. Like he wants it. He wants to play football in a certain way, and that's how he got his obviously he got his message across to the players, and that's how we bought into it. It was tough. It was really tough. I remember the pre-season. It was everyone was out there dying, but it was.
Was his training probably harder than physically than Mourinho's?
Yeah. I think definitely that's the hardest season I've had, and pre-season was with Conte, because he just brought different ideas, different ways of training and getting fit and stuff like that. So it was difficult for me.
But you're not that keen on the old hard yards of training. You're a sprinter.
Yeah, I'm a sprinter.
I was the same. I can't do the long stuff.
The long distance is not for me.
No, it's not for a lot of us, actually. Alan Shearer's the same. I think most of us that can run reasonably quickly are not very good at running long distances.
Yeah, no.
Overall. You went on loan, didn't you? You went on loan to Hull. Was that an important experience for you to go away and get some first-team football? Yeah,
I think so. Even at the time, I remember I was a bit hesitant, because I thought, I always had like a bit of faith that, I would play a bit more at Chelsea at the time. But in the previous season, obviously, like you said, I only made 3 appearances in the league and a few in like cup games and stuff. So it was a no-brainer for me to go out there and get some first team games and some men football, and I think it did pay off. I enjoyed it at Hull as well.
Was it difficult? Because that would have been perhaps the first time you left home, wouldn't it? Leaving London, going up to Hull in Yorkshire. What's that like as a young man going there? Presumably you went on your own.
It was fun, you know. I was a bit excited. I was a bit excited. I remember because I'm leaving the nest. I'm leaving my parents' nest, you know, quote unquote, becoming a man of my own. So, it was good to get out and stuff.
Do you have a bit more fun then up there?
It's not really much to do in Hull, is there?
I've not really been there much.
You haven't been?
I've played there, but a long time ago. Not much to do. So your nights out would still be in London, would they? You'd sneak down.
I had a couple in Leeds.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't bump into Micah while you were in Leeds. That's for sure. What was the football side of things like there? Who was looking after you? Who was what did you learn during that period?
I learned that players are fighting for different things in life, going out to play for Hull, you know.
What do you mean by that?
It was my first real acknowledgement of men's football. Like, 3 points is a massive, massive thing, you know, bonuses and people playing for mortgages or whatnot, you know what I mean? So it was a tough environment, and trying to get the grasp of that was kind of tough because, you know what I mean, I could make a mistake and that's just lost us 3 points. And that's someone else's bonus down the drain.
Do you think that because the difference is that at Chelsea, obviously you play, that's like a huge club with big wages. Yeah. So it's not going to affect their actual livelihood in a way like it would for some of the players perhaps at Hull. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, a little bit, you know. And also, like, I was growing up in Chelsea. I was just, you know what I mean, playing academy football. Obviously, you wanted to win everything, but it's not on the same level as obviously going out to Hull and playing, and it's not the same level as Chelsea's first team, like you said, because, you know what I mean, most people are really comfortable, if that makes sense in a way. So yeah, that was just a difference. It was just it was really demanding there.
What position were you playing in those early days? Because obviously now we've seen you, which I'll come to later, in terms of you've switched from one fullback position to the other side. Where did you play back then? On the right,
mainly on the right. I played a few games on the left, but that season was mainly on the right. Yeah.
Where are you happiest? Because Nuno moved you to right back, didn't he? From you've been playing before at Forest at left back.
Yeah.
But right back's actually more comfortable there.
I played more at right back.
Yeah.
I played more at right back. Yeah. So, but do you know what it is? I get this question asked all the time, and I just say, as long as I'm on the pitch and I'm able to play, I'm happy to do a job. So I don't really mind.
My point is that when I've spoken to Mike, we've talked a lot about the positioning of right backs and left backs, Mike. And Mike has said when on the occasions he switched from right back where he was comfortable to left back, he found it incredibly difficult. He said your body position's different, everything, the way you receive the ball's different. But you've made that look easy.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't know. I've been doing it for so long now, so it's just like, it's like second nature, whether it's left back or right back. I've sort of got the grasp of just how, like you said, to get your body, like if I'm on the left, to get my body position in the right way to play, and it's just, I don't know, it just comes to me as second nature.
Yeah, well, just proper play, he's proper defender, and like Mikey said, it's probably why. Maybe it's that.
Maybe it's that.
Yeah. So you leave Hull, and then you end up going on loan to Torino in Turin in Italy. Yeah. You did a year on loan and eventually stayed there for 3 or 4 years. Yeah. That must have been quite the experience for a young man as well. What about when you first went there? Was that a little bit scary?
Yeah, it definitely was scary because I thought I'd done all right in my whole season. I thought, maybe I'll get back. So
you were still hoping that that season you go back and Chelsea would want you and they'd send you flowers and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. Or another loan somewhere else. But obviously football doesn't work like that sometimes. And it was just, when they came around, it was just a no-brainer for me, really, because there was only other championship teams at the time that wanted me on loan. And obviously Torino was in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Big challenge. It's a top league. And I will be playing against top teams. So I just had to bite the bullet and just do it.
Did you go on your own there?
Yeah, so I was on my own. At the time I had a girlfriend. She was coming back and forth to see me and stuff. But initially I moved out there on my own.
That's probably quite an intimidating experience going. I mean, I was a bit older than you when I went abroad. I went to Spain, but and I was married by that stage. But going there on your own, you meet all the. I mean, it's like being the new boy at school, isn't it? And probably not understanding the language at that point. How is your Italian, by the way?
I think it's fell off majorly.
But when you were there.
It was all right, I could actually get by, can go to the stores and ask for stuff and ask for directions, the normal everyday life
survival
conversations. Yeah, survival.
That sort of thing.
But it was nerve-wracking going out there, like you said, not knowing the language at first. I was still young, like no one really knew me as well, so it was tough.
First day of training is always something when you go to, I mean, I remember going to Barcelona the first day and it's like, oh God, I mean, and I'd made a name for myself at that point, but it's still, it's pretty intimidating, isn't it? When
It is definitely.
How were they with you? Were they good with you?
Yeah, they were, Torino was a really good place. The staff was good, the players were good. But it was hard because I've gone out there thinking I'm trying to learn Italian and all the players are trying to learn English, so they're just talking to me in English. So it was kind of hard. So
that's the problem with being English a lot of the time. We often get accused of being lazy linguistically, but I remember when I went, and in those days nobody spoke English. Nobody tried to speak English, and it made actually learning the language for an Englishman a lot easier. But it's like when I go anywhere now, though, if I go to anywhere in Spain and talk and start talking Spanish, they reply in English, exactly like you say. And you're more in the modern era, obviously, than I am. So I can totally relate to that. So it feels like probably for you almost a missed opportunity to learn, because if you have to learn something, you will.
Exactly. And that's what I was in, that mind frame where I was just trying to force myself, even though every day they were speaking to me in English, I was trying to force myself, with lessons and whatnot, and going out to the supermarket and just trying to indulge in the language.
What were the biggest differences between Serie and, well, you hadn't played much in the Premier League at that time, but English football?
It's very much more tactical.
Yep.
They do a lot of shape work. So much shape work. I was used to like the possessions, 1-2 touch, small-sided games and stuff, but they do a lot of tactics and board work and mannequins. So I'll say they're very detailed in that.
Do you learn a lot there, though, because of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think my time spent in Italy has definitely made me the player I am now, definitely.
Yeah, you do. What were you there 4 years? What was the highlight of that experience?
I think it's just going to all these stadiums that I was seeing on FIFA and stuff,
the San Siro and the Olympic Stadium in Rome.
Exactly. San Siro is one of my favourite stadiums, and getting to play there a few times was really good. So just seeing these historic stadiums was one of my highlights there. Yeah,
the big derby would have been against Juventus, obviously, isn't it? The two teams in Turin. What was that? What were they like, those derbies?
Crazy.
Did they compare at all to Forest versus Leicester? The East Midlands derby.
Let me not shoot myself in the foot, but the Torino Juventus derby was crazy. It was something that I've never experienced before. Drums, flares, just like those smoke bombs and everything.
And that was just in the dressing room. Did you win one of the? Did you ever beat Juve at all, or because they're always the big club in that town, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. We're always the younger brother a little bit, but I think I think I played them 4 or 5 times. We drew twice.
Did you play against Cristiano?
Yeah.
Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you mark him? Was he on, did he play on your side?
Yeah, he did play on my side. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, did
really
you?
Really good.
How did you do?
I thought I'd done all right, to be honest. I don't know. Other people may say different, but I think I'd done all right.
Yeah.
But he was still sharper than ever. I remember he was still sharper than ever. It was a good battle.
Yeah. Was he verbal? Did he do a little bit or?
Nah, not really. You know. No. Nah, he wasn't verbal at all.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. I was trying to get in his head, but...
Were you? I mean, how did you do that with someone like Ronaldo?
At first, I was like, I remember, I don't think he would remember if you asked him, but I remember I said, hey, Ronaldo, I'm a big fan during the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just see if he was going to get thrown off a little bit. He just gave me a little nod, like a smile and stuff. And then I remember I said it again, and he's sort of getting a bit annoyed, just shut up. And I'm you know what I mean?
And then he went past you 3 times.
Exactly, a couple step overs.
I'm not sure that's a good tactic trying to wind him up. But I know what you mean. But yeah. I'm going to take a break now, and when we come back, I want to talk about all things Forest and this season, which has been spectacular. Welcome back to The Rest is Football with me, Gary Lineker, and Ola Aina of Nottingham Forest. This is an incredible what's happened this season. I think your performances as a team, as well as yourself, have been spectacular. What do you put that down to? Why do you think you've been so consistently good?
I think it's a mixture of hard work and belief. We've all bought into what the manager wants to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've just been working at it the whole season, so we're reaping some of the rewards from it.
Yeah. What was the change like? Because before that you were with Steve Cooper, who brought you in. I mean, he's obviously a really good coach as well. What are the main differences between the two of them, do you think?
The only thing that Nuno's just been a bit more of experience as well.
Yeah, he's been around the block.
Yeah, but... Not taking anything from Steve Cooper, he's a great guy, definitely a good coach, and he'll go on to get many more jobs as well. So, but yeah, they're 2 different type of coaches, really.
When you said all the players bought into what Nuno wanted to do, what did he want you to do? First
and foremost, to just be very compact as a team. You know, he didn't want to get broken down easily as a team. So. Those are the foundations of everything that we do, just to be very secure and resilient. So everyone just bought into that.
It also seems that you're quite comfortable with not having the ball, which a lot of teams find very difficult. But, Forest, invariably in games, the opposition has more possession. But in most of those games, you've got more goals, which is important. Yeah. Why do you think that's worked so well?
Do you know what it is? I don't think we intended not to have the ball, I think that's just how things have panned out. And we've sort of, obviously, like you said, we've sort of just been able to get comfortable with that and still manage to get results. Because I know the players we have. We like to get on the ball and... in training, you see it all the time. We get on the ball, we pass it fast, and all these intricate plays. So, yeah, I don't know how that's happened, but it has, and it's been working so far this season. So
you actually remind me quite a bit of the Leicester side that won the league, won the Premier League, in the sense that they were really, compact. Really good on the counter-attack with both pace and skill in positions up the top. I think, obviously Morgan Gibbs-White, Alanga as well has been electric, hasn't he? Hudson-Odoi, and you've also had Chris Wood having the season of his life.
Yeah.
Amazing the way it's all worked.
Yeah, it has. And it's been good. It's been good to see as well, really, because I know... people may have thought, can Woody do it, this and that? And obviously he's in the form of his life right now, scoring goals and, being a vocal point for our team. And then obviously we've got the young boys just raring to go all the time. We've got Morgan there creating stuff. So it's just it's all happening at the same time, which has been really good for the club, and just hopefully we can continue that.
I quite like that, the fact there that you said the young boys. Do you already feel like an old veteran at 28 years old?
Yeah, they make me feel old every single day. So that's why I say the young boys.
You do seem to have a lot of fun. I mean, I've been sent a few, by research here, but a few, is it on Snapchat and little celebrations at the end of games with Anthony Elanga, and you seem to have a bit of fun.
That's just the way I think. I don't know, for me personally and for some of the boys in the team, that's just the way I think the boys function, you know. I feel like if they're happy and their vibes are high and they're positive, you know, they'll produce on the pitch, and I think it's actually working.
Well, it certainly is working. And some of the celebrations are quite fun in the dressing room, and Nuno joins in as well at times. Seen him dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I caught him off guard that game. I don't know who was it. I can't remember who
was that you that filmed it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm the cameraman. But I had to catch him because there's been a few times where he's had a little dance and my phone's been across the change room. So this time I caught him.
What's he like, Nuno? What's he like as a person first? As
a person, I think he's a good person. He knows, obviously because he was a keeper himself, he knows how it is to be a player. He knows how to come to a level, you know, when he's speaking with his players. And I think that's really good for the dressing room.
So in interviews, he's always very low key, isn't he? He doesn't give when things are not going well. He doesn't give much away. When things are going really well, he doesn't give.
Yeah.
So you think to yourself, is that actually his personality? And then we see your video clip of him dancing. I mean, is he a bit different to he perhaps comes over on TV where he always seems to be calm? And
you know what, he's a very balanced person. He is calm.
You're supposed to be a goalkeeper. You can't be calm and be a goalkeeper. It doesn't work.
It's just the odd occasion, like when I caught him dancing, where he's just too happy, you know, and he just can't, you know what I mean? It's just the odd occasion, but 99% of the time, he's very balanced.
Yeah. While we're on the subject of goalkeepers, what a season your goalkeepers had, Sells.
Yeah, he saved us a couple times this season. I can't lie. But he's having a terrific season as well. Happy for him. Hopefully, you know, he can continue that and get his rewards at the end of the season too.
I think most of us looking at it, we see the strength of Forest, apart from the counter-attacking style, is that, as you mentioned yourself, how difficult you are to break down, and that defence that you've had. Particularly, you know, with yourself and then Milenkovic and Murillo in the middle there, the real warriors, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. As a defensive unit, we are we're very honest with each other as well. You know? Yeah, we demand a lot from.
How does that manifest itself?
Sometimes there's a bit of I wouldn't say arguments, but. You know, like we properly get into each other, you know, and it's nothing personal, you know, because then afterwards, you know what I mean, we just kiss and make up. But on the pitch, you know, we're very demanding and we get into each other on the pitch, and it's just because there's something that we all want to achieve, you know, so we don't let the other players slack, and we just work for each other really. Yeah.
You're coming towards the end of the season now, and it's tightened up a little bit around the Champions League spots. But on the plus side, we now know that there's going to be at least 5 teams from the Premier League in there. There must be chat amongst yourselves about reaching that target now. You're human beings.
Yeah, we are human beings, but it's still game by game, you know. Things change so quickly, but...
The win a few days ago was really important, wasn't it? After a couple of, you know, defeats.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone knew it was a must win. And we did get the result. So it's just building blocks to where we want to be come the end of May.
How difficult is it for you at the moment being out injured and having to watch and not be part of it? Is it harder watching them playing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you know these things. It's definitely harder watching them playing because you always feel like you've got something to add, or in my case, I just miss being around it. I just like being around match days and stuff like that, training days and whatnot. But these things happen, and you just got to support and be positive in the best way possible.
We'll come back to Forest in a minute. I just want to jump away a little bit because you came through the youth setup with England. You played a number of games for under 16s, 17s, 18s, etc. But then the option of Nigeria came along. Firstly, what was that family connection, and secondly, what made you take that jump? Yeah,
so like you said, family connection, that's my origins. So I'll always say that I am Nigerian as well. But yeah, at the time when I knew they were interested and for me to play for Nigeria, it was sort of like a no-brainer for me as well, because I hadn't been playing international football for England for almost 2 seasons. For what reasons, I don't know why, but, I hadn't played. So when I found out that they was interested, I just jumped at it. I jumped at it because, playing international football is still a big thing, Doesn't matter who it's for, it's a massive thing on the CV. And it's Nigeria as well. It's a massive, massive nation. And my friend was there at the time. John Obi Mikel was there as well. Victor Moses was there. So Alex Iwobi was there. So it just felt right.
Yeah. And how's that been, that experience?
It's been good. It's been good. There's been some challenges, but...
What are those challenges?
Just loads of things, like when we didn't qualify for last World Cup, that was a massive challenge, Obviously the nation was deeply, deeply angry, and obviously just seeing so many comments and all these news outlets and whatnot being thrown about. So that was difficult. And just other little stuff as well, man. Sometimes I'm not doing well in an AFCON and, just all these little things. Sometimes it can be a bit challenging, but it comes with it's the nature of the game, really,
Expectations are high.
Exactly, so you just got to deal with it.
What's the dream with Nigeria? Playing a World Cup and go well in it, I would imagine. That'd be special because the World Cup's coming up, obviously, next summer. Got to qualify this time.
And that's another challenge in itself. But hopefully we do. But yeah, it would be amazing to go to World Cup with Nigeria. Create some memories there and, hopefully get far in the competition. Fingers crossed.
Oh, absolutely. Fingers crossed for you. It's quite interesting. You got together with a few of your teammates, Nigerian teammates, haven't you? And you've actually very kindly sent me a pair of these, what is it? Sokito Scudetta?
Yeah,
is that right? Sokito. These are your boots that you've actually, and you've all got together to do this business amongst yourselves. Now it's amazing. Tell us about these, because they're extraordinary, aren't they? Because they're environmentally friendly. They're vegan. They're made out of plastic, not non-plastic stuff, and recycled. Tell us about them and the idea how it came to be.
It's a good boot. It's a good boot. I can't lie. It's a good boot. Obviously, like you said, it's environmental friendly, made from recycled materials.
Yeah, it says on the boot, actually, it tells you what it is. It's corn waste, castor beans, wood fibres, sugar cane, bamboo, and recycled plastic bottles for the laces.
Yeah, I didn't know you could.
It's incredible what you can do, isn't it? I mean, it seems such a good idea, and definitely happy to give you a plug for those, and hope they go really well. And you've got your own brand coming out. I mean, not your own brand. This is the brand, but you've got your I've got my Ola Aina boot. Yeah,
little design for next AFCON.
Oh, for the AFCON.
That I've partnered up with Sokito to do.
Is that next winter? Is that this winter coming?
Yeah, December.
It is, isn't it? Yeah,
it's in December. So if you like, I'll send you a pair.
Well, you've sent me a black pair. So I'll have a pair of yours as well.
A pair of mine, yeah.
I mean, I can't play anymore. So I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Although my boys are all going, yeah, get them. I'll have them.
Yeah, get them. I'll send a couple.
They'll definitely take them. Well, I wish you well for the rest of the season. Really do. I think most neutral football fans, at least, would love to see you in the Champions League. I think the bare minimum, you'll certainly be in European football. That's for sure. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, and what a season you've had, and Nottingham Forest have had, and we wish you well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lineker. Appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Take care, guys. Thanks. Cheers.
That's it. Goodbye from me.